something in space has just rewritten the rules. An object that shouldn't exist, an anomaly racing through the void, has altered its course. And now scientists are worried because it's heading disturbingly close to Earth. This isn't just another comet. Newly released images confirm it. 3I/Atlas is nothing like anything we've ever seen. Picture a space rock as wide as 6 football fields, but a million times more massive than it should be. At 67,000 miles per hour, it's screaming toward our sun. But here's the strange part. Instead of blasting material away from the sun, this object is firing glowing streams toward it. Even more bizarre, its surface contains industrial-grade nickel, a form of metal that simply shouldn't occur in nature. And yet, that's not the most unsettling detail. Its trajectory, perfectly aligned with Earth's orbit. The odds of such precision happening by chance? 0.005%, practically impossible. For the first time in modern astronomy, some researchers are daring to ask a question that once sounded ridiculous. What if 3I/Atlas isn't natural at all? If that thought sends a chill down your spine, you're not alone. Because the deeper we look into this, the more the universe feels less like a wilderness and more like a message. But before we dive into why this object terrifies scientists, let's take a step back. Most people don't realize just how much order our solar system actually has. For centuries, humans have looked up at the stars and taken comfort in their patterns. Comets, especially, have been the ultimate symbols of cosmic reliability. They usually come from 2 places: the Kuiper Belt, a frozen ring of icy worlds beyond Neptune, or the far-off Oort cloud, a shell of debris at the edge of interstellar space. These comets are predictable. Drawn in by the sun's gravity, they fall inward like clockwork. As they approach, the heat turns their ice into gas, creating a glowing atmosphere, a coma. The solar wind and sunlight push this gas outward, forming the unmistakable cometary tail, always pointing away from the sun. No exceptions. This is the cosmic dance we've trusted for centuries. We can forecast these orbits for hundreds, even thousands of years. Halley's Comet has been visiting every 76 years without fail. But then came 3I/Atlas. From the very first day it was spotted in July 2025, it broke the pattern. Astronomers using the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert system in Chile noticed something odd, a faint speck moving far faster than usual. At first, it looked like another interstellar visitor, the kind we've only seen a handful of times before. But the more data poured in, the less sense it made. It was brighter than it should have been, heavier than it had any right to be, and its path? Too exact, too calculated, almost intentional. Scientists now stand at a crossroads. Is this simply the most exotic natural object we've ever found? Proof that the universe still has wild surprises waiting? Or is it something far more profound? A signal, a construct, or even a messenger from beyond? Whatever the answer is, one thing is certain. 3I/Atlas is not just another rock drifting through space. It's a riddle written in the stars. And in the coming years, its story could redefine everything we think we know about our place in the universe. So if you're fascinated by mysteries that push the edge of science, mysteries that force us to rethink everything, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Because what we're about to uncover might just change the way you see the night sky forever.
At first, it was just numbers on a chart, a strange interstellar object, plotted against the familiar backdrop of our solar system. But as more data poured in, the mood in observatories across the globe shifted, from quiet excitement to stunned disbelief. Something was wrong. Very wrong. The trajectory of 3I ATLS wasn't random, wasn't chaotic like every other visitor from the stars. Unlike the cigar-shaped Oumuamua or the icy traveler 2I Borisov, this object traced a path that was elegant, almost deliberate. Its orbit wasn't a messy fling through space. It was a grand tour, sweeping past Mars, skimming near Venus, curving by Jupiter, as though it were checking off worlds on a carefully planned itinerary. It wasn't just passing through. It was studying us. The alignment was so uncanny that renowned Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, famous for his bold theories about Oumuamua, couldn't resist running the numbers. His team calculated the odds of a random interstellar rock wandering in at just the right angle to line up with so many planetary encounters. The result? Less than 1 in 20,000. That's a probability of just 0.005%. To put it in perspective, you're more likely to be struck by lightning twice in the same year than to witness this kind of orbital perfection. It was like throwing a dart from a star system light years away and hitting not just a bullseye, but the bullseye on a dartboard that's spinning, moving, and shrinking all at once. And yet, that was only the beginning. Because soon the strangeness of 3I ATLS would go beyond its trajectory. The first red flag came from its composition. Using powerful spectrographs, tools that split light into its colors to reveal the fingerprints of elements, scientists analyzed the sunlight bouncing off its surface. They expected the usual suspects: silicates, water ice, carbon compounds, the cosmic recipe of every comet we've ever seen. But instead, they found something that defied the laws of natural formation. The spectral signature revealed pure nickel, not alloyed, not mixed, not diluted, but refined. Here on Earth, that is impossible. Nickel in nature is always bound with iron. The two are inseparable, born together in the same stellar forges, fused in meteorites, blended in planetary cores. Never, ever alone. To isolate nickel without iron requires technology, industrial technology. On Earth, it takes massive, energy-intensive processes like the Mond method or the Sherritt-Gordon process, techniques we use to manufacture specialized alloys for advanced electronics and aerospace applications. In other words, the kind of material we only find in labs, factories, and human-built machines. So how is a chunk of industrial-grade nickel now hurtling through our solar system at 67,000 miles per hour? How had it been set on such an impossibly perfect trajectory? Suddenly, the question hanging in observatories no longer sounded like science fiction. It sounded like the only explanation left. What if this object wasn't natural at all? What if 3I ATLS is not a rock, but a construct, a probe, a message? And if so, who or what sent it? Nature doesn't work this way. And yet, there it was, glinting in sunlight millions of miles away, as if holding up a cosmic calling card no one could ignore. 3I ATLS is not behaving like anything natural. In fact, every new observation seems to scream artificial manufacturing. And the second anomaly? It's even more disturbing, because it appears to defy the very laws of physics themselves. As the object hurtles towards our sun, astronomers have watched it develop what they're calling an anti-tail, a vast, shimmering stream of material that doesn't point away from the sun, but directly toward it.
This should be impossible. Solar radiation and the solar wind push material away from the sun, forming a tail that trails behind an object. It's Comet Science 101. Watching this anti-tail is like watching water flow uphill or smoke pour downward into fire. The appendage stretches for thousands of miles, glowing with an eerie, vibrant green, a color normally caused by diatomic carbon molecules excited by sunlight. But here's the kicker. Spectroscopic analysis of 3IB Atlas, the same one that revealed pure industrial nickel, showed no significant carbon in its nucleus. So where is this immense glowing carbon cloud coming from? Is the object manufacturing it? Is it releasing some kind of hidden reservoir of exotic material? The paradox is baffling. There is no known natural mechanism for a sunward pointing tail, let alone one made of substances the object isn't even supposed to contain. And then came the third anomaly, the one that left astronomers staring at their data in disbelief. Brightness. 3IB Atlas is brightening far faster than any comet on record. As comets approach the sun, their glow rises along predictable curves as ice sublimes. But this object is defying those curves, its luminosity skyrocketing at an exponential rate. Some astronomers now fear it might become visible to the naked eye by late October, a glowing green specter hanging in our night sky despite being millions of miles away. Why? The leading theory is as unnerving as it is fascinating. The object's nucleus is actively changing, not just reacting to sunlight, but undergoing some kind of controlled internal process. It could be releasing new, highly reflective materials. It could be activating a power source buried within its core. It could even be a system waking up as it nears its destination. But the most disturbing clue of all, the one that sent a ripple of unease through even the most skeptical scientists, came when its full trajectory was plotted. They realized that 3IB Atlas will be hidden from all Earth-based telescopes during its closest approach to the Sun on October 29th. It will slip behind the Sun in a solar conjunction, perfectly shielded from our instruments at the very moment it's most active. The timing seems almost intentional, as if the object is deliberately using the Sun's glare as a mask, avoiding our most detailed observations. This is where things get very interesting. Dr. Avi Loeb isn't the only one raising eyebrows. Teams from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and the European Southern Observatory are now quietly discussing possibilities that would have been career suicide to even mention just a few years ago. What if this object isn't a comet at all? What if it's a Trojan horse, something that appears natural on the outside but carries sophisticated technology within its core? Think about it. Industrial nickel, an impossible anti-tail, a perfect planet-skimming trajectory, runaway brightening, a precisely timed solar conjunction. This isn't a collection of coincidences. This is a pattern. We know this much. 3IB Atlas has traveled through the cold vacuum of interstellar space for possibly millions of years. It should be weathered, dead, and inert. Its volatiles long gone. And yet it behaves like a freshly formed comet, actively venting material and glowing brilliantly as if encountering starlight for the first time. This strongly suggests the object possesses either a protective outer shell or a powerful internal heat source, something that kept it pristine during its epic journey. But the most disturbing clue of all, high-resolution images from space-based telescopes show that 3IB Atlas isn't randomly outgassing like a natural comet. Its vents appear organized, its streams symmetrical, its activity coordinated. This isn't just an interstellar visitor. It's a riddle, a signal, a story waiting to be told. And the closer it gets, the more it feels less like an accident and more like an arrival. The green plasma streaming from 3IB Atlas isn't random. It's not a diffuse cloud swirling aimlessly into space. It's directional, concentrated in focused jets bursting from specific points on the object's surface. This isn't the behavior of a natural comet. This is the signature of control.
Controlled, targeted emission is exactly what you'd expect from artificial thrusters or advanced guidance systems, the kind used for mid-course corrections, navigation, or even payload deployment. For the first time in history, scientists are looking at a visitor from beyond the stars and asking, is this thing steering itself? The entire global scientific community is now holding its breath for October 3rd. On that day, NASA's fleet of Mars orbiters will witness something unprecedented. 3I ATLS passing within a mere 18 million miles of the red planet, our closest, most detailed look at an interstellar object in human history. Multiple spacecraft, including NASA's MAVEN probe and the European Space Agency's Mars Express, are already pivoting their instruments away from Mars and toward the mysterious visitor. What they find, its magnetic field, its plasma environment, its chemical fingerprint, could change everything. Because if 3I ATLS really is some kind of probe or reconnaissance mission, the implications are staggering. It wouldn't just mean we're not alone in the universe. It would mean another civilization has the technology to send sophisticated, self-guiding objects across interstellar distances with pinpoint precision. And there's an even more mind-bending possibility. Some researchers are now seriously considering a radical theory proposed by astrophysicist Dr. Susan Falsner, the idea of a planetary seed. According to Falsner's simulations, an object could be engineered to catalyze or accelerate planet formation in young solar systems, serving as a ready-made core for gas giants or delivering vital elements to rocky inner worlds. If this theory is correct, 3I ATLS might not be here to study our solar system. It might be here to change it. Its trajectory is already set to take it past the colossal gas giant Jupiter in March 2026. There, NASA's Juno spacecraft, currently orbiting the planet, may have the unprecedented chance to sample its dust trail directly, perhaps even capturing physical material from another star system. Imagine it, touching the handiwork of another intelligence. But here's the thought truly keeping scientists awake at night. What if 3I ATLS isn't alone? Computer models of interstellar exploration suggest that if one probe exists, there are likely many. We may be looking at the first confirmed member of an entire fleet of artificial objects that have been quietly exploring and perhaps even influencing our solar system for decades or even centuries without our knowledge. The next few months will be absolutely critical. As 3I ATLS approaches its closest point to the Sun, it will be forced to show its hand. Either it will behave like a normal, if highly unusual comet, fragmenting under the Sun's heat and gradually fading away, or it will continue to defy physics, forcing us to confront the monumental possibility that we are being visited by technology from another world. The countdown has begun. Every day brings new observations, new data, and new, deeper mysteries. Scientists around the world are watching with a mix of unbridled excitement and profound fear, because the answers we find in its glowing green trail may fundamentally and irrevocably change our understanding of our place in the universe. What do you think is really going on with 3I ATLS? Is it a natural comet with a bizarre collection of unusual properties, or is it something far more extraordinary? Drop your theories in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing your ideas.
If this video got you thinking about the profound mysteries lurking in our cosmic neighborhood, smash that like button and share it with someone who loves space mysteries as much as you do. Your support allows us to dive deeper into these world-changing discoveries. But the story of 3I/Atlas is far from over. Hit subscribe YouTube handle at spacedvast-tv and ring that notification bell so you're the first to know when we reveal these shocking details.